I did not want to make this video today. Hi, I'm here with you for another round of movie reviews. Today, we are watching the 2016 found footage horror movie As Above, So Below. This is actually a movie that came out right around the time that I stopped watching movies for a while because I was going through my divorce. So, I have never seen this movie. I do remember hearing about it when it came out because it had gotten some decent reviews. But for whatever reason, I've just never got around to seeing it until today. Now, like I said, it's a found footage movie. That's what they're calling it nowadays. Found footage horror movies, they kind of fell out of style a little bit after the first 2 or 3 of them that were really good. And then they tried to reuse that style of filmmaking over and over again, and it just didn't work. But honestly, this one does have a lot of people saying that it is one of the best found footage movies since the original ones. And when I saw that it was directed by John Eric Dowdle, who also directed the movie Quarantine, which I think is one of the best found footage movies ever made, I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll watch this one, even though I really wasn't in the mood to watch a scary movie today. The basic plot for this one is that a group of explorers go into the catacombs in Paris. Now, if you don't know about the catacombs, basically, they're these underground tunneling maze systems where over 6 million people have died. It's pretty crazy. This group goes down there to explore, and they find a way into this secret area that nobody has ever been able to find before. They start exploring, and they find all kinds of weird things down there. And then strange and terrifying things begin to happen to them as they try to escape the catacombs. So as I mentioned, I'm not really in the mood to watch a scary movie today. In fact, I told my wife last night that I am really glad that I didn't get scared very easily, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to watch a lot of the movies that I need to watch for this channel. And my favorite movie of all time is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, that's not most people's idea of a fun movie to watch, but I absolutely love it. One of my favorite slashers ever, but there are certain types of movies that I tend to not enjoy very much. And ghost movies are one of those. Like, I don't like ghost movies. I don't like found footage movies. And I don't like demon movies, movies about demons, stuff like that. I don't like it, but every once in a while you come across a movie that takes you outside of your comfort zone and makes you like that thing a little bit more. And I think that's what happened to me with this one. It's not a perfect movie. It has some flaws, but I did enjoy it. The first thing I noticed about this movie was the cinematography. Usually, when you have a found footage type movie, they're trying to emulate that shaky cam look. You know, like the Blair Witch Project started that, and then they used that throughout Paranormal Activity and stuff like that. This one, though, is a little different. They're actually taking shots with cameras that are mounted up higher, and they are using steady cams to get these smooth movements. It looks like a normal movie. It doesn't look like a found footage movie. And that was one thing that I really liked about it. It actually looks pretty good. Another thing I really liked about it is it took me a while to realize that this was a found footage movie. Now, I say that like it's a bad thing. It's not. It's just I didn't expect it. You see them set up the camera and put it down and start talking. Then you realize, oh yeah, this is a found footage movie, but it took me a while. Another thing that I really liked is there's no real amateur camera work in this. Everyone operates their cameras very well. And if you're gonna do a found footage movie, that is one thing that I think can take you from a low-budget film to something that might be a little more watchable. If you have someone walking around holding the camera all wonky like and doing stupid stuff, it immediately takes you out of the film. When you have people that know how to operate cameras and they're getting good shots and everything, it at least looks good. One of my biggest complaints about this movie is that there are some parts that are way too dark. There's a lot of shadow, and it's hard to see what's going on sometimes. And I understand that they probably did that for effect. But overall, the look of the movie is actually pretty good. I really liked it. It looks really clean. Even though it's a low-budget movie, it really doesn't look like one. And that is always a plus. The acting in this one is pretty good for a horror movie. Horror movies tend to get panned because the acting is so bad sometimes. But everyone here is fine. The characters are a little underdeveloped, but that's what happens when you're dealing with a low-budget film. You've got to cut some corners. But I really didn't have any problems with anyone's performance here. Actually, it was pretty good. And the story, even though it's a little predictable at times, I still thought it was pretty good. You know, we've seen the found footage format done a bunch of times, so you know what you're getting into. But I was still surprised at certain points, and I thought that they did a good job keeping me interested in the film. One of the things I will complain about with this movie is the use of the found footage style in the beginning. So they're setting up the story a little bit. They're telling you about this guy that disappeared 30 years ago, and they found his journal, and they're going to go follow up on some of the places that he talked about in his journal. But they're talking too much. Instead of having the characters talk and then show us the actual footage from the cameras that they're talking about, they keep cutting away to the present day and showing us these people. And it's just, I feel like that could have been done differently. They could have just let the characters talk and then shown us the footage. But for some reason they kept cutting away. It was kind of annoying. But other than that, I thought the framing of the story was actually pretty good. This movie has some intense moments, I'll tell you that. It is a horror movie, so it's supposed to be scary, but it is. I found myself watching it with my hands over my face sometimes because I didn't want to see what was going on. There were some jump scares, but I actually didn't mind the jump scares in this one. Most of the time jump scares are just cheap and they make you feel like the filmmakers are stupid. But this one, it didn't bother me at all. And I think it's because they earned those moments. They built up to those moments, so it wasn't just random loud noise, scare you. So that was nice. I thought the ending was fine. Some people don't like it. They feel like it's a cop-out. I thought it was fine. I didn't mind it. The movie could have ended anywhere along the way, to be honest. So I thought they wrapped it up pretty well. Now, should you watch this one? Yes, I would definitely recommend it. It is a good movie. Is it the best found footage movie ever made? No, it's not, but it's one of the better ones, and it's definitely worth watching. So there you go. If you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you didn't like it, well, you can always hit that other button, but go ahead and subscribe. We're almost at 300,000 subscribers. How awesome is that? Thanks to everybody who subscribed. Thanks to everybody who likes the videos, who comments, who shares, who hits the notification bell. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you next time. Bye.